It's the Bradley J. Show. The question is, can machines make art? And of course, it all depends on your definition of art. Excuse me. Excuse me. But I'm going to say no. I want to make sure that the it becomes the standard definition that humans have to be involved in art. I mean, you have to draw the line somewhere between humans using tools and then and it's somewhere down the line, the tools not needing the humans. And you can decide where that is, but there has to be some human element or it's not art. That's the definition I want to see. I want to hear, I want it standardized, I want it in the books. Has to be some sort of human element. So when I look at a work of art or listen to a piece of music, which is also art, I can think about the human creator. I want to be impressed by the human creator. I'm not going to be impressed by a quantum computer using AI to make art. Quantum computing is cool. Computers are cool. AI. I'm so sick of that phrase, AI. By the way, people use the phrase AI when it's not AI, when it's not machine learning. It's overused and used incorrectly. But back to, can machines make art? No. What do you think? There are some that will say, yeah, well, people in AI, all those head down AI geeks sitting at the desk will say, yeah, oh yeah, it's art. It ain't. It is not art any more than it would be a radio show if somebody just put a Spotify list on the radio and called it a radio show. Good morning, sir, Barton. BP Barton. How you doing, Barton? How do you pronounce your name, by the way? Privis? Is that right? So no, and we need to decide that, and it needs to get codified and everything. If a machine made it, it's not art. That's the definition that I need. I need the human in there. I can't. Oh, speaking of AI, it gets me, grinds my gears. A lot of the podcasts I watch have cheap AI voiceovers, taking away work from voiceover people. But also, when I listen to these podcasts, like there's a thing called the people profiles. I think that I can't tell if that's real, but let's say there's a podcast that I like the people profiles. I'm listening and I'm picturing a human speaking, and that adds to the experience. And then when I hear podcasts that are AI generated, where some machine is reading, I hear the machine. I realize that it's kind of a little robotic, but they'll mispronounce words, and the cadence is off sometimes. And I know that'll get better, and that bums me out because I don't want machines to be doing my voiceovers. I want a human to effing do it. And that's one of the reasons I'm glad I'm not going to live much longer. I've had a full life, and I think somebody that's young now is going to have a crap, plastic, shallow BS life. Since we kind of gotten off the topic already, when I see kids, and no offense to the parents, but when I see kids whose life is looking at the screen and having their parents pick them up at school and take them to soccer and mandatory watch soccer, I think, man, that kid's got no stories. He stares at the screen, worries about people making fun of him online or her, getting shamed for this and that, getting made fun of, or worse, getting predated. And then a sort of plastic shallow life even for kids. And it's just going to get worse as AI happens. I feel bad. The whole human, The whole human thing is just getting sadder. You know when it got worse? Okay, you ready? When when the population became such that hunting and gathering couldn't support the population, and they had to resort to agriculture. Agriculture, people think, oh, that must have been bad being a hunter gatherer. No, it's much worse. Agriculture made things worse. First of all, you get a reduced variety of foods. I mean, if you're, you're in ancient Sumeria growing wheat, what do you eat? You eat wheat all the time. You have to, you know, and every year the quality of your soil degrades so that your yield reduces by 10%. You can't leave because if you leave, somebody else will steal your crop. And in the case of wheat, your teeth get wrecked because when you grind wheat with stones, part of the stone comes off in there too, and you'll see severe tooth wear on people who ate a lot of bread made with stone ground wheat. It ain't all that. So actually, a hunter-gatherer life was a healthier life and probably a richer life. And agriculture just allowed the population to explode. And here we are. And folks obviously complain about climate change, but they don't talk about the cause of the climate change. I mean, the cause of the human factor in the climate change, and that is overpopulation. Overpopulation. Too many people. Just like any species, you get too many of them, the herd gets weaker. And actually, you get too many and the herd gets insane, mentally ill. Deer, any animal. And we're at that point. You wonder why there's mental illness? Overpopulation. Why is there climate change? The human-made part is overpopulation. Wars, well, there were wars even when there weren't many people, and I don't get that. But soon there will be wars fought over water, overpopulation. And the quality of life is going to degrade really quickly. I feel it already. The interpersonal communication, non-existent. Everybody communicates without not being face-to-face, so there's no accountability. It's just nasty. It's not fun. What do you suppose is the best decade, the best year, the height, the peak? Except for healthcare, I'm going to say 1979. If healthcare technology was as good then as it is today, I'd switch back. 1979. It was a chill vibe, happy time. What was the war situation? 1980 was Iran hostages. It was just good. I would choose 1979. Could I have a bedroom studio on my computer? Nope. I'd have to go out and play, and I could deal with that. That's it for now. But backing up all this stuff about the degrading quality of life, another factor in that is AI. Yeah, sure. It'll be able to calculate a lot, and it may be able to, probably will be able to make healthcare way better. Other than that, though, it's gonna suck. I mean, you can keep people alive, but parts are going to burn out. Like a vehicle. You can keep your vehicle alive. You can keep the engine running, but the brakes are going to give out, and people's knees are going to give out. And, the skin's going to be hanging and sagging. They'll be able to keep people alive, but what kind of quality of life will it be? So I include so-called AI-generated art as part of the problem and part of the diminishment of the quality of life. And please don't call it art. I mean, well, for one thing, that's a slap in the face to all artists who ever lived. I want to remind you that if you're watching this today on Saturday, no, Saturday, that tomorrow is Come Together with Chachi and John Logan, big Beatles extravaganza at City Winery, where you can get food, beverages, soft beverages, adult beverages, and it's a fun thing. It's noontime, City Winery, 80 Beverly Street. I'm your MC, Chachi and John Logan are your host, Stephanie LaPrette, Sweet Stephanie. Cool Stephanie is I'm going to call her Cool Stephanie or Cool Steph from now on. She is the executive producer, and there's going to be a band. There's going to be Beatles-based magic. There's going to be collectible prizes like rare Beatle vinyl and rare footage. It's the why did I say BCN? It's the Christmas extravaganza. Come together. Okay. I'm going to try to do one of these broadcasts every day, even when I'm traveling. And by the way, since I have a question, since we mentioned music a little bit, who's an expert on MIDI? And what I want to do is, for a live performance, map a keyboard controller to Logic so that I can twist a knob and it goes to a different channel so I can get a different patch to play on the keyboard, like a different patch between chorus and verse. So it's not so monotonous. What do you recommend for a keyboard controller that A, has volume control, B, has a mod wheel, C, has mapping capabilities with Logic, and D, has is touch sensitive? What is it called? Well, you know, the harder you hit the keys, the louder it is. What's that called? Volume? Not volume. Anyway, that's it. Bye now.